Hello, today we are with.
Santiago Ederer.
Okay, Santiago, we wanted to ask you what's the purpose of your short, or what's the name of your short?
My short film is called Gig Economy, and its purpose is to portray anxiety.
Okay, well, if you want to elaborate on this.
Yes, so we had a project on psychology, which is to make a short film to portray any mental issue. And we thought the most relevant one will be anxiety because a lot of us have it right now. And the gig economy consists of freelancers, and these people tend to a lot of self exploitation, and that can cause a lot of anxiety. So we wanted to do this short in order to explore how this is a problem common in our society.
Okay, and how do you explore this in the short, or how is it portrayed?
In the short, we portray a person who has no free time. The person is working all day in the cafe, in a cafe, in her house. The person cannot sleep, and the times are very irregular, eating times, sleeping times, etc. Until something happens, which is a panic attack. A panic attack happens when you have a lot of anxiety in yourself and you can't manage it, and that's very dangerous. And we wanted to show that.
Okay, and how or what was like the investigation behind how does panic attack works, or what does what are the symptoms that trigger a panic attack?
Before making the project, first we had the theoretical backup from the class. However, we decided to do some extra work in order to portray this in a very ethical way. So we chose that DSM number 5 manual that explains almost all of mental diseases, its symptoms, and the way to try to avoid them.
Okay, and what would be like a recommendation for all the people that are watching the interview to like control their own emotions, and even how to avoid triggering these panic attacks or having this kind of anxiety?
My recommendation is that your first priority when doing anything is your mental health. It's not worth it to do a lot of extra work and have extra loads of work in order to have a fake idea of success. You should always put into priority your mental health, your sleeping hours, and always have healthy habits.
Finally, I want to ask you, have you had any personal experience with these topic of like mental issues or like mental disorders? Have you had any kind of personal altercations with this?
Honestly, I consider myself a very lucky person of not having an panic attack on my life. However, as a student, I had a lot of periods of anxiety, and I think that any person in this time would have that, and it's very important not to erase it because it's impossible, but to try to control it and be conscious about it.
Okay, and do you think that the cinema or the films, independent or even the most lucrative ones, should have an impact or a social message for their audience?
I think it depends a lot, and if you're trying to do that, if you want to give the social message, you should always investigate or have a backup in order to give a real message and not just an ideal that doesn't exist.
Okay, and finally, how can we find the short, or is it in YouTube and Instagram or in TikTok?
In next week, it's going to be just open to the class, but in 2 weeks it's going to be opened in YouTube.
Okay, what's the name of the short?
Gig Economy.
Okay, thank you very much.